welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Rachel if you're new, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now or after you watch it if you like it. I don't know, do whatever you like. I hope you enjoy this video. I did a spring summer makeup look. I incorporated a lot of warmer orange tones and went very dewy on my skin. I think this would be perfect for the sunnier weather coming up. I was inspired by an Instagram post, which I will try and link below. And if you have any questions or would like to know more about the products I'm using, feel free and comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, enjoy this video.
You were the shadow to my light. Did you feel us? Another star, you fade away.
Okay, to start off this video, I am going to be priming my eyes with my Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair. And I'm just going to apply that on my upper lids so we can get started on this nice summery makeup look. I find that this gives me a really nice base to start with so that the eyeshadows get the most pigmentation possible and your underneath discoloration doesn't affect the tone of your eyeshadow. I also started off with my brows already on, which I'm sure you can tell. For people beginning in makeup, I think that that's helpful because you kind of have like a guide to your eyes since your eyebrows frame your face. So I definitely think that that's like a good tip. Now that that's on, I'm going to share with you the products I'm going to be using to complete this eye look. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette, my Life's a Drag palette by Lunar Beauty, and my Sephora Pro palette in the shade Warm. I'm going to speed through this portion of it so you'll see the shades I'm applying, and the shade names will be in the description below. So the first thing I did was I took this yellow shade in the top row of my Sephora Pro palette over there, and I'm blending that in the crease just to get a nice transition down for all of the warmer tones we're gonna go in with. And just making sure there's no harsh lines, because with these brighter colors, it's easier to do. I'm just building up that pigment very slowly. And then I'm gonna go in with the brightest orange that's also in that palette, and I'm gonna take that on the same fluffy brush from Morphe, just lower down on the lid. And I don't care if it's coming like onto the lid too much because we're gonna cover that up with a different color in the end. There is a bit of like dust from these shades, but I find that they still show pigmented, so it's not anything that I don't mind working with. I think it's important to remember that even if you were just starting out in makeup, maybe you bought things in the fall or winter, I think we all have a hard time using those same products when it gets warmer out and people are going for more brighter eye looks. But if you really search through the products you have, you'll see that you can find things to create a more summery look, even with more fall themed palettes. It just depends on what shades you utilize. For example, in this Sephora Pro palette, I wouldn't necessarily use those more burnt oranges this time of year, but the mustard yellow and the brighter pigmented orange, along with some colors from other palettes, can achieve a nice bright look when it's all combined together. I'm next going in with Roxy from my Subculture palette, and I'm just gonna be deepening up the outer corner and adding some pink in. And then again in the inner corner, because today I'm creating more of a halo shape. I'm just kind of stamping this on here because with the Subculture palette, it's important to be careful because if you blend these shades too much, it can get a bit patchy. And luckily this shade is similar to the bright orange shade I used in the Sephora Pro palette. So you won't see any harsh edges. I'm gonna go in with that last fluffy brush I used with no extra product on it, just to soften that up a little bit. And then I'm going to go into my Life's a Drag palette and take a flat packing shade. This one's from Makeup Designery, and go into Campy and use that on the center of the lid. If you want a brighter pigmentation from this, you can go in with some concealer and then set this down on top. But I want it to be kind of a subtle blend and just bring a little bit of brightness. Now you could stop here, but I'm gonna take it one step further and spray another packing brush with some of my Urban Decay setting spray. And I'm gonna go in the same palette with the shade Beat, which is a shimmer shade, to bring some shine into this eye look. I'm gonna tap that right over the yellow that I just applied. Okay. Now I'm going to go do my face off camera, and I'll come back to finish the eye look and explain to you kind of what I was going for and what products I used to get there with my face. Alright, we are back. I have my full face of makeup on. I went really dewy with it and added a lot of bronzer and highlighter to accent the nice warm tones that we have going on the eyes. So now I'm going to do my lower lash line. I'm just going to go back in with Campy, the yellow shade, which I added a little bit more of in my crease while I was off camera. I'm going to go underneath my lashes with that shade and just smoke it out. And a lot of people think you have to use like a gigantic brush to get a nice blended lower lash line. But you just need to go into like little circles with that little brush because I feel like it gives you more control in order to get it only as far out as you want. So I'm moving on the other side now. First, just dragging it along the lower lash line. And this is a really small, dense, fluffy brush to get the most product on there with the most control of where it goes. So now that I have that smoked out to my liking, I hope that you can see that on camera. I just dragged that shade all underneath my eyes, all the way through, and blended it in with those orange shades on the outer corners. I'm going to take as much of the pigment off on my hand as I can, and then I'm gonna use what's left and dip into my highlighter. I use the Balm Mary Luminizer and just take that yellow mixed with highlight. I'm gonna do one dip into Campy, a bunch of dips into the highlighter to get a nice cohesive inner corner highlight. So you still get that nice summery yellow while getting the inner corner shine everyone goes for. For those of us that don't get a yellow highlighter. It's not an everyday color that someone might pick. So then I'm gonna go in with my Physicians Formula Lash Boost eyeliner. And I'm just gonna do a very thin line on my upper lid. I'm gonna fast forward through this because it takes some concentration. In case you ever stab yourself in the eye, like I just did, and get your eyeliner all over your top lid, you can wait for it to dry and go over it with a Q-tip to scrape it off. And then if it doesn't come off, you can use setting spray and put the setting spray on the Q-tip and carefully drag it off. Do it one more time. And then I'm going to use my fingers into that shimmery shade and pack some right on top just in case any came off. I'm going to do a quick coat of mascara and then we will go in with some lashes. I didn't do any really dramatic liner because we're going in with a dramatic lash, so we won't really need it. I have already cut my lashes down to size, but I will link down below the style of lashes I'm using. I think they're Ardell or Kiss. They're one of those brands. They're not my favorite lashes because they have quite a thick band, so you need to be sure to like go through and bend it. Otherwise they can be quite uncomfortable. But for video's sake, I like to use the Ardell Lash Grip Eyelash Adhesive. I think that it's quite strong, it doesn't budge, and it dries clear, so you don't have to worry about moving it around if you get some on your lid. It's easy to fix. I'm gonna let that get tacky and add some glue to the other side And if your glue leaks out, like mine just did, you can go in with your little eyelash tweezers and take it and spread it out over the whole thing. And wipe the excess off with the back side. So I'm gonna take the first lash I did and apply it first to the middle of my eye. Drag it out onto the outer corner and then find its place in the inner corner. Keep in mind, I do individual lash extensions every day. So this can be very difficult when you're just starting out. Strip lashes aren't very hard for me now compared to when I first started, because I get that everyday experience. I didn't like how that sat, so I'm gonna take it off and move it further out. Because you want the bulk of your lashes to be focused on your outer corner to give you that cat eye effect. If you move it too far in the inner corner, you may find that it looks kind of inverted on your eye. Perfect. And then for the second one, doing the same thing. I would recommend, if you're just starting out with false lashes, to find strips with thin bands, so you may not get as thick of a lash look at first, but it's gonna be easier to learn on than a lash like this. And as you can see, that liner just helped blend in the thick band from the lashes. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more mascara to blend that into my natural lashes so that you can't see a separation. And that's this eye look all complete. Next, I'm just gonna go in with some lip color, and then that will complete this video. I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. lip liner in the shade Dash of Pink. And I'm gonna go over top of that with my Maybelline New York Color Elixir in the shade 520 Pearlescent Peach. And that finishes off this summer spring makeup look. I think this would be perfect for any of your outings, especially Easter. I know that's coming up, so that would be a nice bright pastel look, or any type of brunch thing. I don't know, it depends. But I think this would apply to a lot this coming season. It's nice and neutral, so it's wearable for those of you that aren't into bright colors, but you can go a little heavier with yellow, add a little more pink. You know, do whatever you'd like to make it personalized to your style. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see next. Subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Alright.